Have you ever looked up at the stars or at the many complexities of life and wondered, how did this all come to be? Is there something greater behind it all? Today, I want to share with you some of the most compelling arguments that suggest that we were created by something or someone. Let's start with the cosmological argument, which is rooted in a principle known as causality. Everything that begins to exist has a cause. Think about it. A candle doesn't just light itself, and an apartment building doesn't just fall into place without intentional construction. Now consider the universe. It began to exist. In fact, science confirms this with the Big Bang Theory, which tells us that the universe had a definitive starting point some 13.8 billion years ago. But here's the catch. The cause of the universe must be outside of time, space, and matter, since all of these began at the Big Bang. Philosophers posit that this cause must be a necessary being, one that exists perhaps eternally and has the power to create everything from nothing. That sounds like God. Imagine finding a smartphone laying in the sand at the beach. Would you ever think that it just assembled itself, piece by piece, over time without anyone designing it? Of course you wouldn't. It's far too complex and too purposeful. The circuits, the code, the screen, every part works together perfectly to achieve a goal. When we look at the universe, we see a similar kind of complexity and purpose on an even grander scale. Take a moment to think about the universe, not just its vastness, but its incredible precision. From the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, everything operates according to precise laws. The Earth orbits the Sun at just the right distance for life to exist. Water has unique properties that make it essential for life. Even the way our bodies are built is mind-blowingly intricate. This kind of order doesn't happen by chance. It's like the universe was specifically fine-tuned for us to be here. This leads us to the teleological argument, which comes from the Greek word teleos, meaning purpose or design. This idea is simple. When we see something that appears designed, we naturally infer a designer. Think about the universe itself. It's not chaotic or random. It's orderly and purposeful. Let's dive into specifics. The fine-tuning of the universe. Constants like the gravitational constant or the cosmological constant are calibrated to such a precise degree that even a fraction of a change would make life impossible. For example, if the strength of gravity were slightly weaker, stars couldn't form at all. If it were slightly stronger, stars would burn out too quickly. The odds of these constants aligning perfectly? Well, that's about 1 in 10 to the 120th. To put that into perspective, that's like flipping a coin and getting heads 120 times in a row. The sheer improbability of it all screams design. So, what's more likely, that the universe just got incredibly lucky, or that it was fine-tuned by a designer, aka God? Then there's the moral argument. No matter where you go in the world, humans have a shared sense of morality, an innate understanding of right and wrong. But why, though? If we're just products of random evolution, morality doesn't really make sense. It's not necessary for survival, and oftentimes morality causes us more problems than good. But if a higher power exists, it makes perfect sense. You see, God, or a creator, would certainly instill in us a moral compass to guide us towards justice, toward love, and toward kindness. Scientists and philosophers often debate the origin of morality, but C.S. Lewis says, moral law suggests a moral lawgiver, someone who defines what is good and just. Briefly, because this video is getting long, let me mention DNA real quick. DNA is the blueprint of life. Inside every cell of your body is a molecule called DNA, which carries genetic information. And this isn't just random chemical sequences, it's literally a digital code. Microsoft founder Bill Gates once compared DNA to software, and he said that it's far more advanced than any program humans have ever written. And here's where it gets fascinating. The complexity and specifics of DNA information make it statistically impossible to just arise by chance. Even scientists who don't believe in God admit that DNA looks designed. Codes don't write themselves. They require intelligence. Finally, I'd ask that you consider beauty, love, and purpose. These are intangible things that science struggles to quantify, but that make life deeply meaningful. Why do we long for love? Why do we create art? These aren't survival mechanisms, they're expressions of something far greater. As Psalm 19 declares, the heavens proclaim the glory of God, the skies display his craftsmanship. The beauty that we see in the universe isn't just random. It's a reflection of a creator who designed us with purpose.